In today's lesson, you will learn to reduce, multiply, and divide algebraic fractions. As you will see in the tape, the rules for algebraic fractions are essentially the same as the rules for common fractions. In fact, I will start each topic by showing you how to do the common fraction. Then I will relate that method to the one that you will use for algebraic fractions. As always, if you do not completely understand any concept, be sure to get someone to help you or rewind the tape and listen to it again. You have 3 starred concepts in today's lesson that you need to make sure that you know. So add those concepts to your study sheet so that you will have them as you take additional math classes. Let's start by reducing the fraction 30/42. Now the way you would reduce this fraction is probably find a number that would divide into both 30 and 42. That number is 6. So what you would probably do to reduce it would be to divide 6 into 30 and then divide 6 into 42. So we do 30 divided by 6, 42 divided by 6. The fundamental theorem of fractions tells me that I can divide both numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. Completing the process, we have 30 divided by 6 is 5, 42 divided by 6 is 7. So I can reduce 30/42 to 5/7. Now this works well with numbers because I know my multiplication facts for numbers. This process does not work quite as well with polynomials because I have not memorized my multiplication facts for polynomials. There is another way that we could have reduced 30/42 that will work equally well with numbers or polynomials. So let's look at the same problem again, and let's look at it from a slightly different procedure. So again, I want to reduce 30/42. What I can do first is to completely factor both 30 and 42. Now completely factoring 30, we can break 30 down into 5 times 6, because 5 times 6 is 30. Then I can factor 6 again into 2 times 3. So 30 factors as 5 times 2 times 3. To factor 42, I can factor it first as 6 times 7, and then I can break the 6 into 2 times 3. So 42 factors as 2 times 3 times 7. So I can write 30/42 as 30 over 42, where 30 is 5 times 2 times 3, and 42 is 2 times 3 times 7. So notice I completely factored 30, 5 times 2 times 3, I completely factored 42, 2 times 3 times 7. Now what I can do is to divide out the common factors. Notice that 2 is common to both of them. So I can say 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 2 one time. I can say 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 3 one time. So I'm left with 5 times 1 times 1 is 5, 1 times 1 times 7 is 7. So again we get 5/7. Now I can use this method to reduce algebraic fractions. In fact, it will be the same. Let's look at this example. Let's reduce x squared minus 4 over x squared minus 5x plus 6. Well, the first thing I want to do is to completely factor. Well, I can factor x squared minus 4 as x minus 2 times x plus 2. x squared minus 4 is the difference of two squares. So it would be the square root of the first minus the square root of the second times the square root of the first plus the square root of the second. Now let's factor the denominator. The denominator is a trinomial, so I need to use guess and check factoring. The plus tells me the signs will be the same. The minus tells me they'll both be negative. The only way I can get x squared is x times x, and the way that works in this problem for 6 would be 2 times 3. So I can factor x squared minus 5x plus 6 into x minus 2 times x minus 3. So I've completely factored the numerator. I've completely factored the denominator. Now once I get the numerator and denominator completely factored, I need to divide out the common factors. Notice that both of them have a common factor of x minus 2. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1. Now I multiply 1 times x plus 2 is x plus 2. 1 times x minus 3 is x minus 3. So I reduced x squared minus 4 divided by x squared minus 5x plus 6 to x plus 2 divided by x minus 3. Let's put the rule in words. To reduce algebraic fractions. First of all, you completely factor both numerator and denominator. You completely factor both numerator and denominator. 2, you divide out the common factors. 3, you give the answer.